I want today to just share a passage of the book, The Benedict Option, published in 2024. And this is chapter 9, Eros and the New Christian Counterculture. Sex is a divine gift that, if cherished properly, becomes a source of joy, abundance, and flourishing of the couple and their community. When bound in God's purposes, sex unites a man and a woman physically and spiritually, and from that fertile union, new life may come, creating a family. But if we use sex in a disorderly way, it can be one of the most destructive forces on earth. Look around you, and the suffering of children brought up without fathers, the scourge of pornography, destructing the imaginations of millions, the families broken by infidelity and abuse, and so on. For a Christian, there is only one right way to use the gift of sex within marriage between one man and one woman. This is heresy to the modern world, and is hard saying upon which hearts, friendships, families, and even churches have been broken. There is no core teaching of the Christian faith that is less popular today, and perhaps none more important to obey. It is easy to get why secular people don't understand the reasons for Christian sexual practices. Many Christians today don't understand this either. For generations, the church has allowed the culture to catechize the youth without putting up much of a fight. The Benedictine life offers a better way. Why should Christians pay attention to teaching on sexuality of monastics who live in chastity? Don't they hate sex? Of course they don't, any more than they hate good food, because they often fast, hate words because they live in great silence, hate families because they don't marry, or hate material things because they live simply. We should listen to the monks on sexuality for the same reason that we should listen to them on wealth and poverty, because their asceticism is a testimony to the goodness of God, those divine gifts. Remember that all Christians are called to live with some degree of sexual abstinence. Benedictines commit themselves to a life of sexual purity as part of their radical discipleship. Their celibacy testifies to the sanctity of sex in the Christian cosmos as the property of a married ones alone, and their example of bodily purity transforming the erotic instinct into spiritual passion demonstrate to laypersons that living within God's ordained bounds of sexuality, even in the most extreme circumstance, is not only possible but necessary to enjoy the fruits of life in Christ. The radical witness of Christian monks is a special grace to the Christians in these times. There is no other area in which Orthodox Christians will have to be as countercultural as in our sexual lives, and we are going to have to support each other in our unpopular just choices. We have to understand the rich Christian view of sexuality, grasp how the sexual revolution undermines it, recognize our own culpability, and be prepared to fight to keep our children orthodox. Sexual practices are so central to the Christian life that when believers cease to affirm orthodoxy in the matter, they often cease to be meaningfully Christians. It was the countercultural force of Christian sexuality that overturned the pagan world's dehumanized practices. Christianity taught that the body is sacred and that the dignity possessed by all humans are made in the image of God required treating it as such. This is why the modern repaganization called the sexual revolution can never be reconciled with Orthodox Christianity. That revolution has toppled the church authority to the broader culture and is not taking that the church itself has been touched in its foundations. Christians living the Benedict option must commit themselves resolutely to resisting it and helping each other to do the same.